I'm here today with Margeurita Cheng. Margeurita is the CEO of Blue Ocean Global Wealth. Today we're going to be talking about motivation. Why is motivation so important?
Motivation is so important for the financial plan because if the client is not motivated to implement their financial plan or take meaningful action, it's just a book that sits on the shelf.
So what are some techniques that you can use to help a client achieve their goals? You've created a plan, it's a book, it's on a shelf. How do you get them to actually read it?
So sure, well, I think the most important thing here is not to just give it to the client and have them go about it on their own. After all, that's why they hired you, but to gain consensus on where they would like to focus. So this is exactly what I say to clients. I was like, I've created this financial plan for you. I know it's overwhelming. I'm going to review this. Don't feel like we have to do everything today. What's key here is progress, not perfection. And then we prioritize 3 things. And even if they leave only doing one thing, it's so important the clients know what the next step is.
I think for a client, in some cases, a financial or discussion about a financial plan can be overwhelming. You're having to deal with acknowledging your own situation, your financial situation, thinking about what some of the consequences are, setting your life financial goals. That's an emotional experience. You can leave the office and not have a very clear idea of what it is that you're actually supposed to do.
So the first thing that I do is I do start with the net worth. I show them the net worth and then cash flow. And I tell them everything we do today and moving forward is to protect, manage, and grow your net worth. And then I review the cash flow with them. And I say, what's key here is this is a reflection of where you are today. It's true, the moment we generate the financial plan, it could be out of date because the markets change. This is a good starting point. Again, it's not perfection, it's a snapshot in time because your situation is always changing, it's dynamic. And then I try to help them. I make a list of 3, and then we prioritize 1, 2, and 3, or you go 3, 2, and 1, whichever is a better way of you addressing it. You get them to take action. Maybe it's committing a portion of their cash flow to fund their goals. Maybe it is updating their beneficiary designations. The most important thing is to get them to commit to at least one thing. And then make sure you follow up. And when they do that one thing, be sure that you acknowledge and congratulate them on the progress. I'm being sincere here because once clients start to accomplish what's on their to-do list, their financial planning to-do list, they start to build confidence and gain momentum.
So it's important, I think, for the advisor to have reasonable expectations about implementation, that there may be this long list of things that they need to do, but if they just do the most important ones, then you need to acknowledge that they're making significant progress.
Absolutely, and I end every meeting with a quick summary, and then I follow up with a summary email. It's nothing long, bullet points with a sentence, and that way clients know what they are expected to do, and then I follow up with them. It's not nagging, it's not harassing, it's nudging. And then when I meet them, if they have accomplished something, I congratulate them. If they haven't, I ask them, how can I help you? I don't say, why didn't you do this? I don't say, gosh, last time we met, you said you're gonna do this. Why didn't it get done? No, we don't go there. We just say, how can I help you? How can I best support you in updating your beneficiary designations? Sometimes I might schedule a conference call with them to call the provider to get the forms, right? That way I know they have received the forms. I will help them as much as I possibly can.
That's a great example of follow-up that is proactive. It's not just throwing all the responsibility back on the client to have that phone call about designating beneficiaries. It is, how can I help you? Let's set up a call with your provider. Let's do this together. Boy, that's a lot more helpful. It's more work on the behalf of the advisor, but it creates much less of a feeling of judgment, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Clients thank me this all the time. They feel a sense of relief. Like, wow, all right, not only did we get through on the 1-800 number, we got the beneficiary forms, right? And because I'm on the phone with the client, some providers may send them to me as well. They'll CC me. So I will fill out a template of the form, no account numbers or social security number, so that the client has a template, and then it's so much easier for them.
Right. So part of being proactive is not just the client being proactive, but the advisor being proactive.
Absolutely, without question, and asking the question, how can I best support you? What help do you need? Don't ask, do you need help? Because that's a yes/no question. How can I best support you? What kind of help would be beneficial to you?
Because that's why they saw you in the first place, is because they needed help. And it's your job to figure out how to help them to meet those goals. And it's not simply, I've done my job, I'm throwing it back on you. If you fail to meet those goals, well, it's on you. It's having more of a collaborative kind of relationship then.
Absolutely, and that's like with the phone call. Another example is if you've told the client that they need to rebalance their 401k and they haven't done it. Now, clients cannot give me their password to ask me to do it, but one of the things that you can do is do it with them. They are logging into their device. You can do a screen share and then they're sharing their screen, right? Or if it's an in-person meeting, they can do it. Clients get tremendous sense of relief. Wow, in our time together, we updated beneficiaries, we rebalanced our 401k. They've just crossed 2 things off that to-do list. They are feeling really confident and empowered and ready for the next challenge.
And that's really one of the benefits of the Zoom era, is that you can have an in-person meeting to really learn more about your clients, establish what their financial goals are. But when it comes to something like helping them actually execute those plans, that's where you can do it remotely and do it pretty well.
You absolutely can.
Well, thank you so much, Margeurita, for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me.